My name is Esther from Shares of Life Foundation, and at Shares of Life, our vision is to see an environment where children or individuals with autistic learning disabilities and intellectual disabilities, and as well as other related developmental disabilities can live life to their full potential. So that is our mission Issues of Life Foundation. And we have different initiatives. One of our initiatives is Know the Sign campaign. And what is Know the Sign campaign? Is whereby we educate people, enlighten them about the red flags and how to identify the autism with the same search. And at the same time, there's an initiative that we do is called Be a Child Hope. And what is Be a Child Hope? It's an initiative whereby we call on supporters, people, and to sponsor a child intervention. And another one, Right for Autism. Right for Autism, this year by God's grace, will be launching and been having the fourth year edition of our Ride for Autism. Ride for Autism is where riders from different clubs come together and we ride for a cause. What's the cause? Is to create awareness about autism to the people and at the same time to give an opportunity, sponsors, support for people whereby to cater for their free assessment, not just free assessment, even parent training. And with me today, I have one of the beneficiary of Right for Autism last year. Here with me, I have
My name is Ayo. I have a son that has autism, and initially, I think I was just more concerned about his developmental issues and all. And then I started suspecting that it was autism, and thankfully, I came across Shades of Life Foundation through an online group that I was in. Somebody just posted the flyer for an assessment, and then I reached out, and they were very, very welcoming and friendly. And I was able to get an assessment scheduled for him to
wow.
at least confirm maybe my fears or whatever, at least let me know that I've done this and I'm sure of what it is.
Thank you. How was it like for you before you found Shares of Life?
Okay, before it was actually a lot. It was overwhelming because having a child that initially probably was hitting its milestones and all, and then everything just stops. It's a shock. It's like, okay, have I done something wrong? What's going on? And then in this part of the world where we are in, when something is not right, everybody starts tagging it as something spiritual. Oh, there's this one, there's that one. So to even talk to people about it was an issue. It was more of limited within there. Something is not right. What's going on? How can we do better? And also, it was quite overwhelming seeing my son just sitting there, not wanting to play with anybody, not someone that was speaking just stops talking, and then everything is just. So it was a lot. Actually, it was a lot, and yeah, quite overwhelming, I would say.
Yeah. Sorry, so can I ask you that what were some of the hardest moments you faced? Like some of those hardest moments that you faced?
Yeah.
Because you said it was overwhelming
Yeah.
actually.
So
So
some of
what are
yeah.
some of those hardest moments that you
Yeah,
faced?
some of the hardest moments for me were, I think, first of all, it was more of when I take him out and he can't mix with other people. It
Okay.
was so hard for me to take him out because I wasn't sure of what was going to happen, how people were going to perceive him.
Okay.
My son is very hands on when it comes to he likes he's obsessed with numbers and figures and colors, but any other thing he's not interested in. So imagine taking him out and then there's a birthday party and everybody's like, hey, jumping up on the bouncy castle. And my son is just there trying to look for numbers or words around that he can just be repeating. And then when he's excited, he does a lot of is this teaming? Yeah,
Okay.
this teaming. So it
Flapping,
flaps. So
flappings.
it does its flapping of his hands a lot.
Okay.
But then I hear children say, "What's wrong with him? Why is he getting his hands like that?"
What?
So there was a lot of. It was kind of you can't explain to them because they're children like him. And then somebody said, "Why is he doing like a bird?" I've heard a lot of things. And then let's talk about the tantrums, the meltdowns. You don't even know if it's a tantrum or a meltdown.
Mm.
It took a while. We'll get back to that. So it wants something, it doesn't understand how to communicate it, and then it's all over the place. Then I hear people on the road telling me, can't you handle your child? What's the mother? You should be able to handle your child. And you are also confused because you're not sure what is going on. So it was a lot externally. It was maybe let me say I was hiding in my house because I felt like that was my safe place. So we don't go out. And on a normal day, normally I'm not more of the outing type. So if somebody invites me, it takes a while for me to go. So I'm here packing like a lot of bags with me. Okay, in case he doesn't want this, he wants this. How many clothes am I going to pack? If he doesn't, it doesn't, it couldn't, it was not potty trained. So I had to buy diapers a lot for like first 3 years I was buying diapers. And then the people that would say, "Ah, why is he still using diapers?" And it was just it was a whole lot. But yeah, so that was I think that's like a snippet of it.
Thank you very much, Ma.
Yeah.
Also, now, when you first reached out to the foundation, what were you hoping for?
So when I first reached out to the foundation,
Yes, ma'am.
initially it was mixed feelings actually because I
Okay.
wasn't sure. I just saw okay an assessment. It was like an assessment flyer I saw online, and then I went through the page. When I saw the flyer, I went to the Instagram page and I checked. I'm like, okay. And then I think another thing that caught my attention was free. I think for the first 50 parents, and I'm like, maybe this thing will actually, calm my fears. Maybe this is what I need, and then it's free. Let me quickly reach out and be one of the 50, so that I can at least know that okay, this is it. Like I've not just been guessing. I'm just like, okay, this is actually what it is. So when I reached out to the foundation and I was like, oh no, no problem, you can come. I think a part of me was a bit relieved
Okay.
that okay, first of all, it's not a scam because I've heard a lot about autism scam. Everybody's just trying to. So a part of me was like, okay, when I get there first, I'll see
How it
how
is.
it is
Yeah.
and all. But I think I felt a bit of a relief because some of the conversation we had was more of it was in line with the thoughts I had been having.
Okay.
So a part of me felt calm, like okay, when I get here, at least I will be able to know more
Oh,
about
yeah.
this. Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, so I'm glad to hear that. So now I want to push it to you. What kind of support did you now receive eventually?
Okay, so coming here, I think
Yes,
the
ma'am.
first time I was here was for the assessment,
Okay.
and when we got here, I think we met some other parents as well, and then we had to fill a number of forms and all, and then while filling the forms, I'm like, okay, 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 it first looked like we're filling forms again and all, but I later got to understand that that was the process because you need to do the form filling, and then
Pre-assessment.
yeah, that's the
Yes.
pre-assessment,
Yeah.
yes, and then they will now watch him for a bit
Yes.
and then now get their own findings and all. So after we did that day, there were some questions asked. My mom was here too. There were some questions asked, and then Dr. Izzy actually studied my son,
Yeah.
yeah, for a bit, and she was asking him questions. She was trying to engage him to be sure of the alignment with the questions asked and all. And it felt really good. Then she gave like some advice on what to do. Okay, what she asked about what I've been doing, what to do, and all. And I think I think I asked about the sessions, like the
Yeah.
therapy sessions
Yeah.
and
Interventions.
the
Yeah.
interventions. And then when I had the cost, I was like, oh my God, I knew that they don't come cheap because
Yeah.
it takes a lot of effort. It takes a lot of, it is not something that you just say, I'm buying biscuit or I'm buying Panadol over the counter, but it was more of it was I just told myself, I said, I don't have this money. And then she smiled at me. I was like, no, that is not a problem. But one thing that she mentioned that
Okay.
stuck with me and has stuck with me for so long was it is not only us, that even if we do our part, that the parents need to do it. So it takes, when they say it takes a village,
To
it
raise a
was,
child.
yeah, it was, I think that was what was for me,
Okay.
because she was like, okay, even if you can pay for the therapy session, for the intervention, you still need to do your own part
Part, yeah.
because we've done our own. Then the child comes home and then you don't do anything and you bring the child back, then you're saying that you're not seeing improvements. You're just going to keep going round and round in circles. But we do our own, we do your own. So if not, we can always guide you into what you need to do, and then you tell everybody in the house or people that he has connections with to also help as well, and then it will work as well. That there's little or more that the foundation can
Can
do, the
do.
company can do, but it always goes back to the family, to the parents, to the direct connections as well. And I think that stood out for me.
Okay.
And by the time were done that day, it was actually relieving, even
Yeah.
though the results were not out yet, because it takes a couple of weeks
Yes,
apparently
it took place. Yeah.
to get the assessment out.
Yes.
And then shortly after, I was called again that, oh, there was a part that wasn't done, you need to come back. And I'm like, oh my gosh, what's going on again? You know that.
Because wanting to give you a
Is
full
it-
assessment, a
yes,
proper
yeah.
one,
So
so that's
apparently,
not
and I was like, oh my god, did they find something wrong? Like my head was just all over the place. You know, you're so eager. Let me just quickly go back, in case they found something and all. And then we had like the full, the comprehensive
comprehensive one.
one,
Yes,
and then
it does.
yeah, and then compared to how they said, oh, it's going to take weeks, like, it takes a lot. It wasn't even as long as I thought it was going to take before I got the report. And then one thing I liked was the reports were passworded. So even though it was sent to my email, it wasn't something that anybody could just
Access.
access. And then I felt like, oh, okay, these people really like it's confidentiality. It's
Yes.
even though okay, I'm saying that this is it, even though half of the things written there I did not understand, but they made it in a way that at least the final report
But
confirmed what I was thinking. And then I was able to look through it. I knew that okay, this one's and then there was one there was a note that was under like that was mentioned that you can take this anywhere. You
yeah,
don't need anybody to come and diagnose anything for you again.
yes,
So
because
like, and then I felt like, okay, now I'm armed with what I need at least. Like, it relieved me a lot. It was relieving to say, okay, it wasn't like I was just guessing and guessing. And yeah, and I think that was actually a good one. And so after the whole assessment, the result, I got the result, and then we're invited for a parents
training.
training
Yeah.
as well. And I got there, and then I'm seeing what happened to everybody that showed up for the assessment. Like, are we not eager the same way to help our children and all? But then the training, training, even though it was a day, Dr. Izzy mentioned that they just had to squeeze it into a day. It's like a long it takes a longer period of time, but they just had to do something to at least help parents that couldn't afford it at that time. And then there were some parents that had actually paid for the intervention that came and spoke, and it was so. And then I think that even just made me feel better about it because
At least knowing fully well that you're not the only one there.
yes.
Yeah.
And
And
then,
it's okay.
one woman mentioned, oh, she came from the UK. And then I thought my child did like a month and the child had improved. And I'm like, okay. Because many of us want to run away to go and find. And then, so we have something here. And then we were now taught the ABCs of autism, the antecedents, the behavior, and the consequences. Okay,
ABC of the
so
behavior.
what? Yeah, so the ABC, the antecedent. So Dr. Izzy mentioned, okay, you have to when there's a behavior, you check what prompted it, how did the child react, and then what did you do after. So I started paying more attention to that. Like, okay, if my child is doing this, what could have happened? Is it the environment? Is it the what exactly is causing it? So that one did a lot for me as well. And then we gradually started getting better, getting better. And then instead having words and words, like Dr. Izzy always mentioned it, like to keep encouraging. Don't just say, oh, the
Reinforcing
child
them.
wants this and the child is stretching it to you. And it's okay, what do you want? Say, I want a phone. So even if it's phone, they say, then gradually they get to want phone and I want phone. I want to use your phone. And gradually it just became like the lifestyle. And then seeing improvements is so
Wow.
encouraging.
Wow.
It is so encouraging
Wow.
because it's like when you have a baby and then you are waiting for the child to sit and then the child starts sitting and you're like, oh, my child will start crawling. And I'm like, no, crawling. And the child starts like, yay! So imagine you now having a child like that and you're like, ah, then you get to that point. Other people's children have been crawling since your own is not crawling. So by the time those ones, maybe they've been walking for like 2 years, your child starts crawling. The
That
excitement, like
joy.
finally, you're not even thinking that, oh, his mates are crawling, are walking or running. You are just like, oh, finally, my child is doing this. So I know that soon it will walk. So that was the kind of joy I felt. And then gradually it got to the point it has words. Then we were potty trained. Oh my goodness. I was so excited. Like, oh my God, my diapers. Even the part of me was still carrying diapers with me because I'm like, okay, what if? And I remember one of his teachers actually sent me a note. He wrote a note in his bag and said, Ma, please stop putting diapers in his bag. And
Oh,
that was when it occurred to me that, oh wow, we did this. And
no.
yeah, so it's been a roller coaster of emotions,
Wow.
but
I'm so glad hearing this
yeah.
because I was almost about asking you that how has it been like being part of the training, but you've already even shared it, and
Oh,
I'm so glad. And you mentioned something, you said it's two ways. Even
yeah.
as much as you are in the intervention center, as a parent too, you have a work to play.
Yes,
And
you
I'm
do.
glad that at least you were willing to play that role to
Mhm.
put this man. How has your child's life changed because of this support?
Okay, so because of this support, wow, yeah, I don't even know where to start. I see me
Okay.
smiling a lot. I don't know where to start, but I feel because of this support, there's been a lot of improvements. First of all, I already mentioned the
Potty
potty training
training,
part.
yeah.
So normally my child has always been one that likes being in his own space. He doesn't really enjoy the company of others. Once he has his numbers, it's just in his own space. Now he is friendly. I was telling doctor earlier that um I went to school and then the head teacher kept telling me that, oh, he's always playing with everybody. I went for open day and everybody was just playing. Saying, oh, he's always doing this. Oh, he wants to write. Oh, he wants to do this. This one, he wants to play with me. He wants to, and I'm wondering if it's the same child that was not even communicating with anybody.
Wow,
Now he's the
wow,
noise maker, is the one trying to play
wow.
with everybody, is the one that wants to use everybody's things. And some things like this will probably get other parents like, the child is restless, child cannot. But to me, it was like, wow. Like when the children were actually saying, oh, so ma, it does this, it does that. A part of me was just so excited,
Happy,
like,
yeah.
is my child like finally? But children will be like, it's disturbing me, it's disturbing me. I'm like, I'm glad it can disturb you. You get and all. So yeah, that one. And then one thing about children with autism is they thrive on routines a lot. So sometimes, as much as you see the improvements, there's always like sometimes you have that, I don't want to call it down moments,
Okay.
because one thing we always actually hope for is we don't see regressions.
Yeah.
But sometimes you have like today, oh, we're great, and then something just happens that.
You reverse
So
back.
yeah, you get to that point where you're like, okay, did I do something wrong? But thankfully, we're always able to come back up. So it's picking up. My son became someone that everybody in the area is always greeting. Hey, fine boy. Hey, everybody's greeting.
Wow.
And then he will smile, he will wave, he hugs people. And it has been, I think even him probably realizes it that he's more friendly, he just cannot explain it. And then again, he speaks more now. So sometimes you want something on a normal day before he will tell me, okay, I want lollipop. He likes lollipop. Please. I want lollipop. And then we are now at the point of, mommy, can I have
Wow.
lollipop, please?
Wow.
So imagine
It
like from lollipop to I want lollipop to mommy,
extravagance
can I
now.
have lollipop? It's like, wow, we're making a full sentence, even though sometimes you have to prompt. And you I'm sure to him he also feels that really like something has changed. So I will say, yeah, um it's impacted my son a lot. It's impacted him a lot at home, in the environment, in school, even in church. It's been a great one, and I'm grateful for Shades of Life again for the prompters, for like the directions. I remember, okay, when we had
Okay.
the movie, the partnership with IMAX,
Yes.
and then it was. I think that was a moment for me too, because when he was younger, I could carry him to the movies because he was still a baby. I didn't even know much then, but it got to the point where even young children say, "Hey, you don't be disturbing people. You don't know." So to have that chance for them to actually see a movie and then nobody cares. Like everybody is just there doing their own thing and they're enjoying it. It was a moment for me. Thanks to Shades of Life for that again. It was a moment for me. And then we had another. The next movie date was that one was even less stressful than the first one. So it's opened us to more opportunities. I would say to see more potential
Chance in them.
in
Yeah.
the child. Like okay, finally, even though I was doubting that can my son do this, now he is doing it. And then I'm hopeful that he's going to do much more because I'm already encouraged with what I have seen.
Oh yes,
Yeah.
thank you so much. You've even answered the next question I wanted to ask you, that how has your life changed as a parent? But you just mentioned it. Thank you so much. So what will you say to someone thinking of supporting Shades of Life Foundation,
Thinking of supporting,
yes, ma'am.
the support will go a long way. I don't know. Yeah, I know that foundations always require support, but many people are always very um they're always very conflicted about, oh, I hope it's not a scam. If I put my money, how do I know it's being put to good use? I can guarantee that Shades of Life is putting the money to good use, because doing an assessment that is quite expensive, off the top of my, I don't know how much it is, but from at least what I've seen online, it's mostly like in Naira, it's always like from maybe like 500,000 and above in naira to do assessments, and then you're doing that for 50 people free. Nah, so for someone that is doing it, I would ask you to please support, donate, contribute, anything to support, always support Shades of Life Foundation. And oh my gosh, they have the best staff, friendly, welcoming, warming. Even Dr. Eze is like, when you enter a place, there's a way you feel. There are some places when you get into and you just know that, oh, why did I waste my time here? When you get here, even without seeing anybody, you already have that calm. Like, oh, this is a very, they have a very, I don't know what to call it. I always say it's like a very good aura. Like, you just feel comfortable, even if you know that, oh, they're just going to relieve, they're going to help me and support me. So I would actually, I don't know if it's to appeal or plead to just say, please, in any little way, no matter how small you think it is, it goes a long way for children, for the parents, for the children, for those that can't actually afford this. It goes a long way, especially for those that intentionally care about making the lives better, which I know that that's what Shades of Life does. They intentionally care about children with special needs, to intellectual needs, yeah, to actually make sure that they live better and they have a better life. So any support whatsoever, if you're still thinking, you don't need to double think. Put the money. You have the money, give it to Shades of Life. Just dash. Just put it, and trust me, the prayers we say for these people, because we don't know them, we just know that, okay, somebody must have done this. And for someone to have done that, it takes a lot. It takes a lot. So it encourages people like me to speak up, encourages us to actually like know that there's a better chance out there for our children, even if we cannot afford it at the moment. Like somebody out there is willing to help us, to give us that ray of hope that we've been looking for. And then, if it is all it takes for us to put all our effort into it, knowing that somebody has backed us up financially from this end, I think it goes a long way. So it is very important. From my own end, I would say it is very important for us to get this backing, and then for other parents out there as well. So yeah, so that's what
Thank you so much. So, what would you like to say to people who sponsored you last year?
people who sponsored us last
What would I like
year,
to say to
God bless
them?
you. Like, people who sponsored us last year, the people, in
That have
fact,
invested in the
that invested in this
foundation.
foundation, that have been investing in this foundation. In fact, may God continue to bless you. You might think that it is small, you might think that it is, some people just do like, let me just do it. It might have been a moment, and it might have been like, oh yes, genuine moment. But God bless you. Like,
Amen.
it's not easy to take from what you have to give towards what you are not even sure what you're giving towards. But to us that benefited from it would really, I'm speaking for everybody now, say, God bless you. We really appreciate you. We'll covet more of your support. But we are so grateful, like so grateful, like from the depth of my heart. Every time anytime I see some an improvement in my child, I just keep saying, thank God for Shades of Life. So, and thank God for the sponsors that are behind Shades of Life, because a foundation cannot survive without people like you. So thank you so much, and we're so grateful for you, for your support, for your financial support, and even the emotional and physical support. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, Ma. So, in one word, if you had to describe the foundation, What will be the word?
Something to say, I have more than one word, but if
Okay.
I'm to describe, I would say the word that wraps it up for me is amazing, because I don't even know how to, I don't know what other word to use. It's amazing, from the staff to the people to even the building to the support offered. Like every time I come across anybody from Shades of Life, every time I have to go for a Shades of Life event, sponsor the gift. Anytime I have to go for a Shades of Life event, or I'm invited, like you said, Dr. Izzy will say I'm always very eager because I know how much it has impacted my life. Like you will now call me and say, okay, what I've benefited from Shades of Life is much more than if I say I want to start paying today. I'll probably maybe keep painting. You get, and then I just stroll in, and then at the end of the day, Dr. Izzy will still ask you, you went for a normal session, a training session, a talk session, and then a movie, even a movie date, and Dr. Izzy is still there asking you, so intentional. That was the other word I was looking for, so intentional. She still ask you, so how is he? And the fact that she even remembers every one of us to our children, like how many times have I met her? Like, how is it doing? So, what have you seen? What are you struggling with at the moment? Without even thinking of, oh, they're supposed to be paying for this minute of my time. No, she will still ask you, okay, what have you done? What are you doing? Are you doing it this way? And then I just know that, okay. And the fact that she always says that we're always open. If you have any questions, just call. If you're going through anything, just call, and then there will always be someone to attend to you. So they're very intentional, amazing, amazing, beautiful people, beautiful foundation. So yeah.
Thank you. I was almost saying why, but
Oh,
you've already said the why. So thank you
yeah.
so much, Ma, for this opportunity, and thank you for creating time to come away. And to our viewers, yeah, you've heard from the horse's mouth, and so we call on you this time again that that little amount, that your support can really go a long way. Join us again this year. We need your support. We need, because this year again we'll be giving 50 people the opportunity to get free assessments. And when I mean free assessments, I'm talking about a comprehensive assessment. A comprehensive assessment that, just like she said, internationally is valid. So please join us again.